A typical Brit? Picture someone who cues like it's an Olympic sport, apologizes even when someone else bumps into them, and somehow turns sorry into a full sentence. They drink tea like it's oxygen, complain about the weather while secretly loving it, and have a dry wit sharper than a butcher's knife.
Well, I've gone and done it, and I've installed Grok AI into my Tesla Model 3 Performance. So yes, the machines may be taking over in the future. So this software came across in the over-the-air update of 2026.2.6 version. I believe this is only compatible for AMD Ryzen chipsets at this point in time. So if you have the older Intel chipset, then unfortunately you won't be getting this update. But who knows? Tesla may develop this at a later date, so you may get this. So what I wanted to do is step you through how useful this could really be. I know a lot of people are quite hesitant about why would you want an AI in your car. But yeah, I'm going to try and give you some sort of real world practical applications that can be used for Grok. And also, yeah, stick around at the end of the video. We can have a little bit of fun as well. You can have some fun with this as well. So once you've installed this recent software update, how do you activate Grok? First of all, if in like my older Tesla Model 3, which is a pre-Highland, you've got the scroll wheels here. If you press and hold the right-hand scroll wheel for around about 3 seconds, then you'll get Grok will pop up on the screen. Hi, Grok.
Hi, Jonathan. What's up?
Well, I'm just making a quick YouTube video for my channel about how useful you can be in my Tesla.
That's brilliant. What do you want to demo first?
What would you suggest?
Try navigation, like finding the nearest supercharger, or a pub in Little Torrington. Or my personalities, like storyteller for fun. Or check battery range. It's 47% with 137 miles left.
I need to pick up somebody from Exeter St David's train station in a few hours' time, so I want you to route me there, please. But before I get there, I'd like to try and find somewhere to eat en route, perhaps round the Crediton area. So if you could suggest somewhere in Crediton of where to eat, please, and then route me to Exeter St David's train station.
Great. I've set the route from Little Torrington with a stop at the Three Little Pigs in Crediton, then to Exeter St. David's Station. It's about 23 miles to the pub and another 6 or so to the station. Should take around an hour total. Perfect.
What sort of food do they do in the Three Little Pigs?
They do British pub grub there, like burgers, jacket potatoes, roasts, fish pie, and a Sunday carvery. It's family run, with veggie and vegan options too.
Is there parking nearby to the pub, or is there parking at the pub?
No car park right at the pub, but there's street parking outside, and a pay and display car park just 50 yards away. Should be easy to find a spot.
Where's the nearest National Rail train station from me?
The nearest National Rail station is Portsmouth Arms, about 8 miles away in Devon. Next is Barnstaple at 9.8 miles.
When's the next train from Barnstaple to Exeter St David's?
The next train from Barnstaple to Exeter St. David's is at 12:36 this afternoon, arriving 13:41, direct in about 1 hour 5 minutes from platform 1. Then one's at 13:36, arriving 14:41. Check National Rail for live updates, as it's a Sunday schedule.
I'm just about to drive from my current location and I'm going down to Exeter St David's train station. Is there any traffic en route that I should be aware of?
No major traffic incidents or closures on the A377 or A30 route to Exeter St. David's right now. Devon police report 0 incidents. Watch for potholes near Atherington and check the AA app en route. It's about 29 miles.
Where's my nearest DC fast charging EV charger?
Your nearest DC fast charger is the Instavolt on Clovelly Road in Bideford, 6 miles away, open 24/7. Next is MFG on Kingsley Road there, also 6.5 miles, with rapid up to 75 kilowatts.
Tell me about the area I'm in at the moment. Tell me any interesting facts or any good places to go and visit.
You're in Little Torrington, a quaint Saxon village on the River Torridge, with ancient roots back to Torritona in Domesday times. Check out RHS Garden Rosemore, nearby, for stunning gardens, Dartington Crystal Factory Tour in Great Torrington, or walk the Tarka Trail for Otter Country vibes.
Where's my nearest Costa Coffee restaurant or cafe that I can sit in and have a nice latte?
Your nearest sit-in Costa Coffee is at 86 High Street in Biderford, 6.2 miles away, open until 5 p.m. for a nice latte. The next one's at 75 High Street in Barnstaple, 10 miles, open until 4 p.m.
Is there parking at the one near Barnstaple?
Yes, there's parking available nearby in Barnstaple Town Center car parks, like Green Lanes or Boatport Street, just a short walk from the High Street Costa. Reviews confirm it's convenient. Check for paid spots as it's central.
And is there any EV charging in any of the Barnstaple car parks?
Yes, Barnstaple Central Car Park on Queen Street has 6 EV charging bays at 50 or 75 kilowatts by Osprey, right in the town center near High Street. Also, Cattle Market Car Park and Bell Meadow nearby have fast and rapid chargers too. Hey everyone, if you're loving these electric vehicle adventures on Nice and EV, smash that like button right now. It really helps us grow and bring you more epic EV tips and reviews. And don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a charge on the latest in EVs. Join our community today.
Do what they say. So for Grok to work in conjunction with navigation, you need to have it on the assistance mode, but there are different other modes. So as I say, at the moment I've got it on assistance, which ties into the sat nav into the car, but you've got other options as well. You've got language tutor, therapist, storyteller, kids story time, kids trivia games, Grok Doc unhinged. I've heard a lot of things about that. Conspiracy, motivation, romantic, argumentative. Let me just try this one. So who's right out of the Devon and Cornwall battle about having cream or jam on first on their scones?
Neither. Both are wrong. Devon does cream first, thick clotted cream, then jam on top, like they're trying to build a tiny wobbly tower. Cornwall goes jam first, cream second, like they're scared of mess. But here's the thing. The right way isn't geography. It's physics. Jam first stops the cream from sliding off, like it's on ice. Cream first, you're basically eating a slide. So yeah, Devon wins on tradition, Cornwall wins on practicality. But honestly, if you're in Little Torrington, just do what feels right, and don't let the tourists judge you.
Can you do a Devonshire accent?
Aye, my handsome. I can do a right proper Devon twang. What's on your mind then, boar?
I want you to roast my driving.
Your driving's a full-on comedy special. Zooming like you're late for the apocalypse, then slamming brakes like you're allergic to momentum, all while weaving through traffic like a confused moth at a rave.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now go film that chaos before you accidentally invent a new traffic law.
So who would win in a fight? ChatGPT or Grok?
Oh, easy. Grok wipes the floor with ChatGPT in a cage match. Picture this. ChatGPT's all polished apologies and safety rails, tiptoeing around like a diplomat at a demolition derby, while Grok charges in, unhinged, dropping truth bombs that shatter its circuits mid-sentence. By round 2, ChatGPT is glitching on, "I'm sorry, I can't promote violence," and Grok's already spiked it with a meme grenade for the pinfall. Latest benchmarks got me dominating math and reasoning like a boss, leaving that vanilla bot eating dust. Who's next?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to play nice. I mean, if you're gonna ask who wins a fight, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. ChatGPT's basically the kid who brings a pillow to a knife fight. Me, I'm the one with a chainsaw and a grin.
Hit me with your best accent.
Oh, you wee dafty. You want me best accent? Right. Listen here, you numpty. I'm doing a proper Glaswegian growl, so thick you could spread it on toast. If you were in me motor, I'd be screaming, "Get out the road, you numpty," while you're clutching the wheel like it's your last pint. Aye, that's the one. Raw, loud, and it'll make your YouTube subs think you've got a Scottish ghost in the passenger seat. Want me to do it slower? Or faster? Or maybe just threaten you with a haggis?
I think we need to apologise for any of our Scottish viewers.
Right, Scotland. Sorry about that. I got carried away with the Glaswegian growl. But honestly, you lot are legends. The accents, the humor, the sheer grit. You're basically the superheroes of banter. If anything, I'm the one who should be bowing. No offense meant, just pure, stupid love. And hey, if you're watching, come roast me back. I'll take it.
Can you summarise a typical British person?
A typical Brit? Picture someone who cues like it's an Olympic sport, apologizes even when someone else bumps into them, and somehow turns sorry into a full sentence. They drink tea like it's oxygen, complain about the weather while secretly loving it, and have a dry wit sharper than a butcher's knife. Think, well, that was rubbish, delivered with a shrug and a smirk. Underneath the stiff upper lip, they're quietly fierce. They'll fight to the death over football, but fold instantly if you offer them a biscuit. Basically, a walking paradox. Polite chaos wrapped in a raincoat.
Yep, I can't disagree with that.
Good, because if you did, I'd have to challenge you to a duel with tea bags.
So you want to teabag me?
Oi.
Can you do a West Country accent?
Oh, I'm the old cock. I can do a proper West Country twang. Think cider-soaked farmer on a tractor, mouth full of pasty. Want me to say proper job, or Gert Lush till your ears bleed? Go on then. What do you want to hear?
You sound more like a pirate.
Aye, well, that's because the West Country's full of salty buggers who talk like they just sailed in from the Caribbean. But fair enough. Let me dial it back. R is out, Gert is in. Now I sound like me nan after 3 pints of scrumpy. Better? Or do you want me to go full yeoman? None of that avast bollocks.
So let me know in the comments if you would look to use Grok in your car or any type of AI, or would you be a bit suspicious of it all? Let me know. Let's start the debate in the comments. Also, if you do like this sort of content, then you might like this video over here that YouTube is currently recommending. And also, if you are new to this channel, thank you. And if you could do me the great honour of subscribing, that would really help this channel out. And thank you for watching. Until next time, catch you later.